Okay, so my name's Stephen Martin, and we're gonna try to get this knocked out in one take. I'm sorry my voice is gonna sound kind of like raspy. I haven't been feeling too good lately, but we're gonna move through this stuff as best we can. So, first up for question number one, the observation sites I did, the community center and the North End Fitness both operate under the same like overarching personal training. So doing observation hours at one also gave me the chance to do observation hours at the other. So to start off with, at North End, was under Nathan Hamp. He was one of the personal trainers there. He was my supervisor. It is a general prescription sports personal training. And then the phone number is 989-533-9228. He was who I was under at North End. For physical therapy and rehab specialist, that was another place I observed. It was a therapy category. I was under Lisa Slater, and her phone number is 989-835-3570. And then when I was at the community center doing observation and for their greater sports performance that they do there, both of these were my supervisor was Sean Leahy. It's Leahy. Not too sure how to say that. But so then he gave me his email, which was sleahy at greatermidland.org. And that was both for athlete prescription with greater sports performance, and it was for general prescription at the community center as well. So some of the basic tasks I observed was between all of them, it was strengthening. Like that was one of the big things that I saw between therapy and between the community or like the personal training was everything was focusing on strengthening something, whether it was like to the same degree as like lifting very heavy weights or just using their own body weight and having them do like step up to strengthen themselves. Another one was they all like engaged in like very good conversation with all of the like patients and clientele. Like there was not a lot of quiet time when I was there, whether I was like participating in the conversation myself, getting to know these patients and clients, or like the trainers and therapists were doing that. So those were some of the basic things I observed and participated in. What I liked most about the like strength and conditioning, even with like the athletes, and then like with the therapy, was just how like one-on-one you see like how much these people appreciate what you're doing. The therapy stuff especially, at the end, they would always ask how the patient felt. And then the patient, you could see it, they were like very happy that they like had just gotten the treatment that they did and that they felt better. And that like kind of instant feedback, you didn't get it as much in the like personal training, because they don't really see the like you don't really feel better when you leave training. Like you feel sore, so like I didn't see it as much there, but one of the like with therapy I saw it a ton. And then even the people were still just like as appreciative after like the training session, because they, especially the general population and prescription, that is more like people trying to do or like get out and just like have that time like hanging out with someone else and like getting some exercise in and making themselves more healthy. So that was something I really liked with or that was the thing I liked the most between all of my locations, was that one-on-one time and that appreciation for what the people I was observing doing or did. So then what did I dislike about each of my observations? It just I didn't really dislike too much. Honestly, like I'm struggling with this one just because like I felt like everything. I was talking with one of the therapists actually. And I was like, it really sucks that I have to pick something, because when I started this last year, I was interested in pursuing exercise science, and so I am a transfer student from Delta. I got everything handled, and so I could transfer here. I really was like set on doing personal training when I graduated, and then over time it became like research and figuring out why stuff works the way it does. But going back and observing training, I was like, wow, I really want to do this again. But then observing therapy, I was like, wow, this is really cool, like helping people. And so I guess the like thing about observation I disliked the most was that the whole time I realized in the back of my head I have to pick one of these eventually. And so I had just an overwhelmingly positive experience between both of my locations. Or not both, all three of my locations. The physical therapy and rehab specialist is at the community center, so that's why it felt like I was only at the two, because I was only in two different physical buildings. That's why I said both there. But now that I observed three different fields, what are you most interested in? So like I said, in that same reason as to why I disliked what I disliked the most, I honestly just feel more lost now than when I started. I was actually talking with one of the personal trainers, Nate, the person who supervised me at North End, and he told me not to try to make a career out of personal training, to do it while I'm going to another school, like while I'm going for my master's or something like that, or like to do something beyond personal training with an exercise science degree. Because while it's a lot of fun, and like he told me how much he loved it, he definitely stressed that there is a lot more money to be made with the degree if I do something other than personal training, which really sucks, because that was like one of the things. Like, I spent a lot of time observing different types of training with general prescription and athletes, so it kind of like, it sucked hearing that I couldn't really do everything with it. It also, after talking to the personal trainers and hearing like their plans and stuff, it definitely pushed me towards the research side that I was leaning on. Though I didn't get a chance to observe anyone in research, but I'm doing some stuff with the clubs. I'm already in CESA. And so, despite observing nothing to do with research, it made me very excited for the research opportunities I could potentially have with that. And then, for any additional questions I have about kinesiology or the careers I observed, I don't really have anything. I felt like I said, the Greater Midland area is honestly one of my favorite. Like, I feel very lucky that I had made the connections I had before to be able to just go right in and ask them if I could observe. And so I felt like I had a very positive experience with all of them, and I feel very lucky that I didn't have like anything I have like zero negative things to say about what happened to me. Well, I observed, and just the professionalism was great. They all had like a very good mix of like balancing being a professional with balancing like making sure the client still had fun and being personable. And that was something they all really stressed to me, was you have to be personable to be in this field. You have to have an outgoing personality. And so I guess my one question would be, what careers, if any, in this field do you not have to be personable to succeed in? And that's really it. Thank you so much.